solid 7.5 out of 10. All right, from this point on, spoilers abound. So please go watch the movie if you haven't. So wait, 7.5 is accurate, just because it is still technically just a really good B grade movie.
Yeah.
Right. Like Marvel movies are like
minimum
tier 1
8.5.
Yeah, like tier 1.
Yeah.
And they have like, you can tell the difference in the production, you can tell the difference in the camera angles and the lighting and the quality, the script and the narrating and the plot, which is all the same thing, but different facets. You can tell the difference. This one here is like a B grade movie that you would expect to see on Netflix or go straight to Netflix or straight to DVD, but they just managed to make it worth watching in the cinema. And man, I did not regret that. But I was really surprised because I actually expected it to go straight to DVD or just,
I had faith in it, so,
I expected it to be a flop because I have no faith in live adaptation films that have no track record and that come from a series of other failures. This was...
Hey now, 95 MK was not a failure.
Okay. 95 MK is a different story because 95 MK...
It's completely unwatchable now, but like back at the time is all we had.
Yeah, and back then it was like, you know what? This is cool, right? But okay, so let's clear some stuff up with Mortal Kombat. Combat. Was there enough of it?
No.
There should have been more fighting.
Yeah, there was a lot of the first act was a lot of exposition and build up, which
they needed.
They needed, but do they? See, here's my question. Okay, the avid fans of MK do not need that, right?
Nope.
And I guarantee you a lot of the earnings would be from the avid fans of MK, or even like, just fans of MK in general. They would know the general gist of who people are, right? That's your bread and butter money maker. The people who have never ever been introduced to MK before go in there expecting a big fight movie, right?
Yes, a big like Hong Kong fighting like every 2 minutes kind of movie.
Exactly. That's what the general audience that know nothing about MK go in to watch.
Yeah.
With that said, if you think about it,
they got some fighting in the start.
Yeah, one really good scene. But with that said, okay, if you have a general audience that really are in it for the fights, who is actually wanting the deep lore and backstory of every single character and minutia of detail?
Well, they didn't. I don't think they gave that. They didn't explain much at all in terms of backstory, other than the main couple of main characters sort of like quick quirks, like I am the grandson of blah 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 blah.
There was just I agree that they didn't give too much in terms of depth, but man, there was just so much volume. There's so many characters, so many concepts that they had to introduce. And I don't think you can get around that at the end of the day. You have to either make it into a 3-hour movie or you're going to have to trim some action, which is unfortunately what they did.
All right. So the reason they did that is because they introduced a new character.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
New character, pretty disappointed with his outfit. Didn't need the outfit, could have just gave him the weapons.
It makes perfect poetic sense because he's like
an MMA fighter.
He's like the noob, like he's a new player, right? And as a new player, you basically take all the hits
and you get noob armor.
You get absolutely wailed on by pros, and he is the new player.
Yeah,
that's
the guy had literal noob armor that just protected him.
He had plot armor.
Yeah,
he actually had plot armor.
I'm not even joking. Like he had like literally
plot armor.
Like a golden dragon muscle outfit that was skin tight, and when he got punched in the chest by a four-armed fucking ogre Goro. The guy just like had a glowing chest instead. It was like, by the way, you got hit here, just letting you know, but we'll let you off.
Yeah, it was Black Panther type of like energy build-up as he gets damaged.
Yeah, except he didn't convert the damage to anything.
No, he did with the uppercut. Like he kind of just like. Whoosh.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
But okay, so.
God, that was a cringe.
That was super cringe because
super cringe.
Okay, so what they did in this movie 3 times was the super cringe, super expected
husband, wife, and child.
No. It wasn't that. It was the they said something in the start of the movie and it came back again at the end of the movie.
Oh right, yeah. Do an uppercut.
Dad, use the uppercut. The what? And then the second time around, he's getting beaten by a bigger thing, and he's like, he overcomes his problems that he faced in the start, and he's like, oh, the uppercut.
See, I don't
and
even.
the daughter's like, use the uppercut.
I'm
Dad.
not a fighter or anything. Even I find that cringe. Now, if you.
Now, you don't have to be a fighter to find that cringe,
exactly. Man. I can't imagine, like, if you're a fighter and actually watch that movie, and then you hear, do an uppercut.
Oh, dude. Okay, so in all honesty, I trained to fight once, right? The only thing they ever tell you in that shit, like when you're actually fighting, is block. There's an opening, right?
Do an uppercut.
Oh God, dude. It's never just do an uppercut when you're getting wailed on, you know? When you're getting wailed on, you got to use like other options, like, you know, like take him to the wall, or, you know, like pin him down, or, you know,
do an uppercut.
Oh fuck, dude.
So okay, a lot of the points that that I took off of that 7.5 is from the family dynamics of the main character. So the main character, his name is Cole. He has a wife and a child, a daughter.
Very ambiguous.
Very ambiguous.
Me and Randy did not.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We did not know which one he was dating because his daughter was old enough.
And his daughter didn't look anything like him. You know, it's kind of like he's an Asian dude. His daughter's like fully European.
No, he's like a mixed Asian dude.
He's mixed, but you can tell, like, okay, his daughter did not look anything like him.
His wife.
There was no chemistry.
Yeah.
Between him and his wife. It's just like that. Those 3 people could have just been cut out of the movie entirely.
And in the start of the movie, the guy that owns the gym comes around and he's just like, "You gonna stay and watch him?" She's like, "No, I'm not gonna stay and watch him." Right? That was like, to us, like, okay, that's his like good friend, or, you know, something like that. And then the daughter, and then the guy that owns the gym is like, "Who's your cornerman?" And he points to the daughter, but we don't know that's the daughter. He just pointed it to some chick in the back that was like an older teenager that was like packing some stuff into a bag, right? Or preparing stuff for him. So it looked like she had more obligation or ties to him than this chick that was like staring him in the eye, like smirking, I'm not gonna watch him get beat up anymore. And she just says, I'm fucking off. Like,
and it's just weird.
Yeah, and then like after the fight, he comes around and then the daughter gives him like a little bracelet. This bracelet, literally, she's like, "Oh, it's one for you and one for me." Like that's like one of the more couple things that you see people do, right? I made a bracelet for you, by the way.
I didn't see them as a more of a as a couple. It's more like a brother and sister, or a brother and adopted sister, or like a cousin thing, you know, or like an adoptive. There's a definite
immediate thought. I didn't realize that was his daughter. I thought that was the daughter of the lady that left.
Yeah, that was.
But when she came back and then he kissed her, Randy was like, "What the hell's happening?"
Yeah.
I'm like, which one's he dating? I'm like, oh my God, he's dating both. Wait, that's the daughter of the lady. All right, so he's dating the lady. And then later you find out, oh, he's got a family. Oh, okay, so he married into that lady, or, you know, like find out that, oh, that's actually.
I mean, she could be a child
okay.
from a
I mean, the
marriage.
semantics and the pedantics of it, like, just like we can ignore that, but like
it was
just very vague.
It was bad.
It was vague.
And it's unfortunate that he's so, narratively tied to the story, in the sense that, okay, fucking big spoiler.
Fight for my family.
He is
I'm not doing anything else in my life.
He is the descendant of Scorpion, and so he's kind of like destined to fight Sub-Zero to the death. And
his weapons are lame, by the way. Tonfas are kind of like Tonfas are cool, but but it's
all right.
It's okay, but
it's all right.
It made no sense because he was an MMA dude, and I don't know why he has Tonfas. It doesn't make sense, and Tonfas aren't necessarily the most ninja weapon either.
I don't know. I think they're just out of ideas. I mean,
they could have gave him if they gave him armor, and the energy thing. Like they could have just played off literally just that.
Just fists. Yeah, I would have liked it more if he didn't have weapons. At the end of the day, but that shitty family aside, everyone else was really, really good.
Okay, Scorpion, great.
A
lot of people know this, but Scorpion's actually the victim in most of the Mortal Kombat movies, series, or whatever. He's actually the victim because he just got fucked over by Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
It's in the Mortal Kombat cartoon that's on Netflix, by the way. Fantastic show. Go watch that. Most of the lore and everything like that, Scorpion was just one of the best ninjas that ever lived, right? And he just Sub-Zero was just you know what? The Link Way ain't having this. Fuck you. I'll fuck your shit. I'll just fuck you up. Yeah. And he just went over there and it was just freeze to death. And he just killed his son in front of him. Every movie, he'll kill his son in front of Scorpion. Or his entire family, or whatever it is, right? And Scorpion just go nuts and he'll just kill everyone. And he's pretty much just out for vengeance. That's his whole thing, is that he got fucked over by some dude that was jealous, and now he's out for vengeance.
Yeah. Man, Sub-Zero is scary.
Oh, yeah. So Tony Leung, the guy that played him, that's also in Warrior season. And did you know he's
Sub-Zero is
Tony Leung?
No, it's not. Sub-Zero is Indonesian guy.
Is it not Tony Leung?
Nope.
Tony Leung.
Tony Leung is not in this movie.
He is?
Nope.
Hold on a second.
He's in Shang-Chi.
Oh, Shang-Chi. Right. Sorry. What's his name? Sub-Zero.
But this is the best depiction of ice powers in a movie ever. Because here's the thing: when there's frostbite exists, man. You see your skin, your limbs turning blue.
Joe Taslim.
Yeah. That is what freezing cold does. It doesn't just kind of encase you in ice. It turns your body black and blue. It kills you. And we get to see that happen firsthand many times. Oh, maybe 2-3 times in the movie. One when it actually affects his own hand. He's kind of when he creates the ice, it's kind of like the Wolverine effect of because the ice shards are sharp, it actually makes him bleed. So that's pretty gnarly. We can also see it completely shatter Jax's arms, right?
Oh man, the guy's in the Raid?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, the Raid is probably one of the best action movies that ever made.
Made. And the Raid 2, and just so good.
Oh, and Warrior season 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I need to watch that. Anyways, where was I at? So Sub-Zero, very, very scary dude.
Joe does a really good job.
Yeah.
Just stares people in the eye. He's real cold.
But
no emotions.
The real scene stealer would be Kano, for sure.
Every time the guy opens his mouth,
it's just absolutely.
Okay, so Kano, by the way, if you guys don't know, is an Australian mercenary, gun runner, the Black Dragon. The dude he's known for being outlandishly cocky, and
just the worst
sneaky
type of human being.
Yeah. Played his character very well.
Yeah.
Pretty much as Kano. And man, he was funny. Dude,
It's
when you know that scene where they're having dinner and then he got pissed off and he got his Arcana, which by the way was just so cringe calling it Arcana.
yeah.
Why can't you just say that? Why can't you just introduce him with a laser eye?
The games never explain why some people can throw fireballs, some people have purple energy and can teleport. Essentially, this movie says that if you are marked for the tournament, you have a chance to unlock your magical powers through some form of trauma, right?
Or training.
Pain is the greatest catalyst.
And so these people, it's kind of like discovering, you know, a lotto combination of powers. Some people can teleport, fireballs, that kind of stuff, lightning, whatever. And Kano is a laser eye. In the game, it's always been like a cybernetic kind of implant for his eye, but this is like a straight laser eye that he just like, yeah.
Yeah, this time it's a magical laser eye.
Yeah. Just fine.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It was a funny scene, though. It was really funny.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay, now the most important part of this movie, fatalities.
There's a few. There needed to be more.
They needed to be more. They didn't have to add in the cringy one-liners as soon as they got those fatalities. Like splitting that bat chick that does the sonar stuff, splitting her in half with the hat, fucking gruesome. Pretty much, probably one of the better fatalities in that movie.
I think. Okay, so for context, Kung Lao does that with a spinning hat, and you know he kind of like spins it and says like flawless victory after that, right?
Yeah.
Very cringe, but it does make sense in the context of the games because he doesn't take any damage from her.
Yep.
Like he doesn't get hit.
Yep.
And he literally just kills her straight away.
Yep.
So makes sense, but I think it was just delivered in a very cringe manner.
They could have used it in a line. You know?
They
could have just said it as like, he's like, how could you expect to take us on with such a flawless victory? You know, like you use it as words or something. You know, like. Yeah, not just stand there and be like,
"That's
flawless victory," you know.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's all.
But having said that, I actually, and maybe hot take, I don't know. I think those cheesy one-liners were actually pretty good, in the sense that they gave that movie the feel they wanted to deliver. You know?
Yeah.
What I kind of expected. To see.
It does. You know, Mortal Kombat is known for just being absolute cheese. If you play the games in any way, you can see every bit of cheese in every fatality and you know cinematics and the cutscenes. It's a cheesy franchise, man. That's what it is. And I think this is probably the closest to the games that we've got in terms of the character portrayals, right? I mean, everything else that we've got is probably the 95 version, that's not a competition. So this being the closest, I mean, we can't ask for more. You've got Sonya Blade, who's like super serious, right? We got Jax, is super serious. Liu Kang, who's kind of like very, very serious, but very out of touch with just normal society.
Yeah, you can tell he just literally just grew up there his entire life.
Yeah. Kung Lao, which I feel is the weak link of the whole cast.
Okay.
I feel he's a bit misdelivered. I feel like he's
not because he's bad at what he did or not because he played his character wrong. It was simply that Kung Lao just didn't have a lot of character development other than his cocky one-liners, his cocky lines, sort of like.
I'm trying to think what he's actually like in the MK9, MK10, MK11.
Doesn't say much.
Cutscenes. I mean, those games have hours and hours of cutscenes, dude.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what Kung Lao actually was like. He was a very bland character. He was just like, he was just there.
Yep.
he was Liu Kang's like wingman, basically. Didn't do much.
Yeah.
And I guess this is what he was here, but he had more to say and express.
They could have just had more substance behind him.
Which is what I think they tried to do.
Yeah.
But it kind of
they misfired that as well.
I don't know if it's a misfire, if you can actually...
I just want to touch on a point. The guy that played Liu Kang is so fucking pretty.
Fair.
He is the prettiest... Stop it.
Fair enough.
Okay. Liu Kang is the prettiest Liu Kang I've ever seen in my life. And you know what? I think he suits it.
Yeah.
I think he suits it.
He's supposed to be the main character of the series. That's the thing that irks me the most is Liu Kang is supposed to be the guy that wins every single tournament. Literally 4 games worth of tournaments that he wins. Like he beats the last boss, canonically speaking. But now we get Cole, who's like obviously going to be the flagship character.
Well, I mean, technically, he's the flagship character only because he's leading a new story. But they haven't beaten the final boss yet.
No.
Because the final boss is Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
The guy with the skull helmet, right?
Yeah. They haven't even teased him yet.
No, they did. There was a statue of him.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So there was the main boss of Mortal Kombat is Shao Kahn. It's like this guy with like a skull helmet, super evil. The warlock guy pretty much works for him.
Yeah.
Or he's trying to summon him back by merging these worlds or something like that, right? And he's just locked away. He's a real fucking bad dude. And so Liu Kang, like with his dragon powers, is supposed to be the one to put him away. And he probably will be the one to put him away because it does look like they're teasing a second movie, a sequel, with obviously everyone.
The whole movie was a giant teaser to a set of sequels because the thing is they've got like a character roster of over 100 characters to really just make.
I mean, how can you go on with Mortal Kombat without bringing Johnny Cage in there?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that very last shot was essentially like, okay,
dude,
guys,
if Johnny Cage is not going to be John Cena, I'm going to.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Holy crap, that would be epic.
Dude, John Cena would be such a good Johnny Cage.
He would be the perfect Johnny Cage. And the thing is, so Kano was the heart of this movie, right? Kano was kind of like he made this movie. In my opinion, he really did.
Because he was the comedic relief. He filled in the gaps where shit was bland.
Exactly. And I think the next movie is going to be Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is going to be that. Like, I'm actually glad Johnny Cage isn't in this movie because it would have felt too much. You can't have Kano. If
and
Kano
Johnny
was
Cage.
this caliber, you can't have a Johnny Cage of the same caliber.
No, because it would just turn into a comedy movie.
Yeah.
It would just turn into like what, like Dumb and Dumber.
Yep.
Like, I'm not even joking. It would just be Dumb and Dumber. It would just be some like washed up rich actor, plus like some cocky rich mercenary just trying to go at each other's balls. Like, not necessarily the best idea.
So, we really should be summing things up now, but essentially. It's a fantastic movie. It really distills down what Mortal Kombat is about, despite the fact there is no actual tournament in the movie itself. This whole movie was a lead up to the tournament in the following movie, hopefully, right?
But that's the thing. There's supposed to be like a month left to that tournament,
right? So, and they did a lot right, and maybe 1 or 2 things wrong. And I'm willing to give that a pass because this is such
an entertaining movie.
Such a good movie in terms of pure joy, right? How many times in the past, I don't know, 10, 20 years, could you have said, man, I wish that was a good video game movie? Probably none. Zero. Zip. Absolutely none.
If there were, I don't remember them.
Nope.
And I've watched all the video game movies.
This is going to be memorable. This is probably the most.
They played every character's sort of like characteristics pretty well. Yeah. I like how Sonya's like vibration things are like powered now instead of just like her having more gadgets.
Yeah, yeah.
which would make more sense.
Not
but,
really, because it's a very grounded world.
Okay, hold on a second. Jax has magical robot arms, dude.
Yeah, exactly, which makes more sense to me because there's no technology in...
Okay, so you're saying that it's more grounded because there's no technology that's so great that it beats superpowers.
Exactly.
Okay.
And superpowers has to be superpowers, man.
Okay, good. Well, maybe she'll get like machines that will have facilitate or amplify those.
Maybe.
powers.
Like she's got sentry turrets in the game, so
Yeah.
you know.
She also has now magic monks that will probably help her develop that kind of technology.
Yeah.
Right. So having said that, we're excited for Mortal Kombat 2.
Probably a year and a half down the line.
You know, Citizen Cage. Let's just call it Citizen Cage. We're excited for Citizen Cage. It is going to be great. Overall, fantastic movie. Super fun. Super enjoyable. Good acting.
Mostly. Yeah.
Good acting. Great cast.
Mostly.
A lot of unnecessary elements in the movie, like introducing a new character wasn't necessary. I think that he did okay, but like I suppose this in a sense is giving the existing Mortal Kombat audience a breath of fresh air, in a sense that this guy obviously still has. It's just not necessarily taking a big left turn on the main plot of Mortal Kombat, which is always going to be Liu Kang beats the boss and saves Earth, right? Because every single Mortal Kombat game, by the way, is the same plot.
Yeah.
Just improved mechanics, improved character, new moves or whatever, right? But I suppose it's that in a sense that, you know, like Liu Kang's going to do it. Everyone already knows that. So that when they go into the cinema, they're not just like, oh, this is the same shit. Right? This time, it's the same, but different.
Yeah.
You know? Having said that, I think it's overall great. I agree, 7.5 out of 10. If anything, it was a pleasant surprise and very enjoyable. Go watch it today. Hopefully we didn't spoil anything for you. Hopefully you left by now. But obviously, this is going to be available on YouTube and also some snippets onto Instagram. So, having said that, this does bring a bigger topic, which we should keep brief. Yeah, we'll try to keep brief because obviously dwelling on this topic can just drag on for forever.
6 hours. Easily.
Okay, so as soon as Shang-Chi got announced,